Starting a life is not about an age or a moment in time, it's about a decision. The moment you decide to make the necessary changes, your life begins. You see, many of us wait for the perfect time, the right set of circumstances, or a little bit of luck to push us into action. But let me tell you something, there is no perfect time. The key to starting a meaningful life is realizing that action is the antidote to waiting. So how do you start? Well, it begins with understanding the power of choice. Your choices today will shape the future you live in. You have the ability to design a life of purpose, discipline, and fulfillment, but it requires commitment. You can't wait for the world to change, you have to be the one to change first. Start with your mindset. Begin with self-awareness and never settle for less than what you are capable of. Never lower your standards, raise your efforts instead. Your life will be a reflection of the work you put into it. Success doesn't come overnight, but it's always within reach for those who are willing to work for it. Don't let the distractions of today define you. Create the life you want by focusing on what really matters. Success isn't about what you have, it's about who you become in the process. A life begins the moment you make a decision to take charge. Don't wait for permission or the perfect moment, just start. Life will always present challenges. Your job is not to avoid them, but to take responsibility for overcoming them. Without goals, you have no direction. Set specific, measurable goals that will guide you towards the life you want. Commit to growing every single day. Learn something new, expand your mind, and improve your character. Success doesn't come from talent alone, it's the result of disciplined effort. Create habits that serve your goals. The people around you will either lift you up or drag you down. Surround yourself with those who inspire and challenge you. Time is your most valuable asset. Don't waste it. Use every moment as an opportunity to move forward. Fear is inevitable, but so is growth. Don't let fear dictate your actions. Step into it, and you'll see your potential unfold. Life won't always be easy, but perseverance is the key to success. When you get knocked down, get back up and keep going. The journey doesn't end once you reach your first milestone. Continue to evolve, grow, and learn. Success is an ongoing process. The most important decision you'll ever make in life is the decision to start. You can spend your entire life talking about what you're going to do, thinking about all the things you could achieve, or dreaming about the life you want, but none of it matters until you make the choice to act. It's not about waiting for the right moment or the perfect set of circumstances to fall into place. The right moment is now. The perfect time is the moment you decide to begin. Starting is always the hardest part. Most people get caught up in thinking they need everything figured out before they take that first step. But the truth is, you'll never have all the answers. You don't need to know every detail. What you need is the courage to move forward, even if you're unsure of the path ahead. It's about committing to take the first step and trusting that you'll figure out the rest along the way. The key to starting is to remove the fear of failure. Most people never begin because they're scared of making mistakes, but mistakes are part of the journey. They're not obstacles, they're lessons. Every setback is an opportunity to learn, to refine your approach, and to grow stronger. Starting isn't about being perfect, it's about being willing to put in the work, take risks, and face the unknown. And here's the most important thing to understand, you're not waiting for life to hand you a perfect moment, you're creating that moment. The decision to start is what sets everything into motion. Once you decide to take that first step, the momentum builds. Opportunities start to appear. New paths unfold before you. But it all begins with that one simple decision to start. The road will never be clear until you take the first step. So make a decision today and start building the life you've been dreaming about. Taking responsibility is the foundation of success. You must understand that everything in your life where you are right now, what you have, who you are, is a direct result of the choices you've made. Your circumstances don't define you, your responses to those circumstances do. It's easy to blame the world, your upbringing, your environment, or even other people for where you are. But let me tell you something, the moment you take full responsibility for your life, everything changes. You cannot be a victim and expect to achieve anything. When you own your decisions, your successes, and your failures, you reclaim control of your future. You stop waiting for someone else to change things for you. You realize that you hold the power to shape your destiny. This means you no longer make excuses. You stop blaming your circumstances. You don't point fingers at the government, the economy, or your past. You look in the mirror and say, this is where I am because of the choices I've made, and this is where I'll go because of the choices I'll make from here on out. It's a shift in mindset that empowers you to take action. Taking responsibility means taking charge of your time, your habits, and your attitude. It means realizing that you have the ability to rise above any challenge, to adapt, to grow, and to improve. You can't control everything, but you can always control how you respond to what happens to you. It's about being proactive instead of reactive, choosing to create rather than complain. When you take responsibility, you stop looking for shortcuts. You stop waiting for the right moment or the right person to come along and fix things. You become the person who fixes things. You become the person who takes deliberate, focused action every day, even when it's hard. You take full ownership of your goals and your outcomes, knowing that the path to success isn't paved with excuses, but with commitment, persistence, and accountability. So stop waiting for life to hand you the perfect set of circumstances. Own your journey. Own your future. You have everything you need to start where you are with what you have. The power is in your hands. Setting clear goals is the most important step you'll ever take in shaping your life. Without clear goals, you're like a ship without a rudder, drifting, hoping to get somewhere, but not sure where that is or how to get there. You see, goals are not just nice ideas to think about. They are the blueprint for your success. They give you focus, purpose, and direction. Without them, you're wasting time and energy, and the days will slip away without you realizing it. The first thing you need to understand is that your goals must be specific. You can't just say, I want to be successful or I want to be happy. That's too vague. Success doesn't mean anything until you define it. What does success look like to you? Is it a financial milestone, a career achievement, or personal growth? What do you want to accomplish and by when? If your goals aren't specific, your actions won't be either. Once you have clear goals, you need to break them down into smaller, manageable steps. Big goals are great, but if you don't know how to get there, they can feel overwhelming. Instead of looking at the mountain as a whole, focus on one step at a time. What's the next action you can take today to move you closer to your goal? Take that step, and then the next. Little by little, you'll make progress. But here's the key: you must write your goals down. Don't just keep them in your head. The simple act of writing them out makes them real. It commits you to them. And when you review them regularly, you remind yourself of your commitment and your purpose. Writing your goals down helps you stay on track, even when distractions arise or obstacles get in your way. Now let's talk about the power of deadlines. A goal without a deadline is just a wish. You need a timeline to work with. When will you reach that goal? Without a deadline, you won't have the urgency or the pressure needed to push yourself to take action. A deadline holds you accountable and keeps you motivated. It forces you to take that first step and every step after that. Finally, make sure your goals align with your values. If your goals are rooted in what truly matters to you, they will inspire you to take consistent action. When your goals reflect your deepest desires, your commitment will remain strong. You'll be willing to put in the effort day after day because you'll know that what you're working toward is worth it. Setting clear goals is not just about creating a list, it's about creating a vision for your life. It's about defining what you want and then making a plan to go after it. You can't leave your future to chance. You must decide where you want to go and then chart your course. If you do this, there will be no limit to what you can achieve. Personal development is the key to unlocking your potential. If you want to build a life of success, fulfillment, and happiness, it all begins with you, the person you are and the person you are becoming. The world will give you plenty of distractions, plenty of reasons not to grow, but let me tell you, the best investment you'll ever make is the one you make in yourself. Every day you should be focusing on becoming just a little bit better than you were yesterday. Personal development is a lifelong journey, not a destination. It's about constantly improving your mindset, your skills, and your character. The person you become is far more important than what you have, because who you are will determine how much you can achieve and how far you can go. Start with your mind. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have, and yet most people neglect it. What you feed your mind is what it will produce. If you fill it with negativity, doubt, and excuses, that's what you'll get. But if you fill it with positive ideas, knowledge, and solutions, you'll begin to think differently. You'll begin to see opportunities instead of obstacles. Spend time each day feeding your mind with books, podcasts, seminars, and anything that will help you grow. Knowledge is power. And the more you learn, the more you will earn mentally, emotionally, and financially. But it's not just about knowledge, it's about applying that knowledge. Personal development requires you to take action. You can read all the books in the world, but if you don't put what you've learned into practice, you'll never grow. The real power comes when you begin to implement what you know. Start applying new ideas in your life, make changes, and measure your progress. Growth doesn't come from knowing more, it comes from doing more. Personal development also means taking care of your health. Your body is the vehicle that carries you through life. If you neglect your health, you're sabotaging your success. Make time for exercise, eat well, get enough sleep, and take care of your mental and emotional health. When your body feels good, your mind feels good, and when your mind is sharp, your life starts to improve. Next, develop the ability to set high standards for yourself. When you set low expectations, you limit your potential. The secret to growing beyond your current circumstances is to expect more from yourself than others do. You'll demand excellence from yourself, not perfection, but the best version of yourself. Don't settle for mediocrity. Push yourself to go the extra mile, do the extra work, and reach higher. Your standards will determine the quality of your life. One of the most important parts of personal development is discipline. Without discipline, all the knowledge and ideas in the world are meaningless. Discipline is what turns dreams into reality. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It's about doing the hard work, day in and day out, without looking for shortcuts. Discipline is the muscle that makes success possible. Finally, surround yourself with people who challenge you to grow. Your environment has a huge impact on your personal development. If you're around people who don't push you to become better, you'll never reach your full potential. Seek out individuals who inspire you, who have what you want, and who can show you a better way. Learn from them, model them, and let them elevate your thinking. Personal development isn't a one-time event, it's a constant pursuit. The moment you stop growing, you start dying. So commit yourself to becoming better every single day. Develop yourself, push your limits, and expand your horizons. Because the better you become, the better your life becomes. And that's the greatest gift you can give yourself. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to go. Without it, all the dreams, all the ideas, and all the ambitions in the world won't matter. You can have all the knowledge, talent, and potential, but without discipline, you will never realize your true capabilities. Discipline is what turns your goals into reality. It's what transforms wishful thinking into meaningful action. It's easy to get excited about a new goal, to feel the rush of motivation in the beginning. But motivation alone isn't enough. It's discipline that gets you out of bed when you don't feel like it. It's discipline that keeps you going when things get tough, when the excitement fades, and when the rewards aren't immediate. Discipline is the ability to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. And that's the difference between those who succeed and those who don't. Every day you're making choices, whether you realize it or not. The choice to do the easy thing or the hard thing. The choice to take the shortcut or to put in the work. The choice to stay comfortable or to push yourself beyond your limits. Discipline is choosing to do what's hard in the moment because you know it will pay off in the long run. It's sticking to your plan when the distractions of life try to pull you off course. It's resisting the urge to give in to the temptations that hold you back and instead focusing on the work that will move you forward. Discipline isn't about being perfect. It's about being consistent. It's about showing up day after day and giving your best effort, even when it feels like the progress is slow or invisible. Small actions, repeated consistently, lead to massive results over time. And those who develop discipline in their lives understand that success is not a single act, but a series of deliberate actions that compound over time. Building discipline starts with making clear commitments to yourself. You decide, this is what I want to achieve, and I am willing to put in the necessary work to make it happen. Then you follow through no matter what. You develop a routine, a structure, and you stick to it. You don't allow your feelings to dictate your actions. You don't wait for the perfect time or the right mood. You just do the work, even when you don't feel like it. It's important to understand that discipline is a skill. Like any skill, it takes practice. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. At first, it will be difficult to resist distractions or make the right choices consistently. But over time, your discipline will become second nature. You'll find it easier to say no to the things that don't serve you and yes to the things that move you toward your goals. In the long run, discipline is what will set you apart. It's not the most talented or the most gifted who achieve success. It's the ones who can stay focused, stay committed, and stay disciplined. When you embrace discipline, you are laying the foundation for your success. You are choosing long-term gain over short-term pleasure, and the rewards will come. Discipline is freedom. It's the freedom to create the life you want. It's the freedom to break through your limitations, to overcome the obstacles that stand in your way, and to accomplish things others thought were impossible. When you master discipline, you'll find that your potential is limitless, and your future is in your hands. Building a strong network is one of the most powerful things you can do for your success. You've probably heard the saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Let me tell you, this is no mere cliche, it's a profound truth. The people around you will either lift you up or drag you down. They'll either challenge you to be better or let you settle for mediocrity. So if you want to live a life of success, fulfillment, and growth, you must carefully choose the people you surround yourself with. Your network is not just a group of people you know. It's a circle of influence that has the power to shape your decisions, your actions, and your future. The people in your network should be those who inspire you, who push you to grow, who challenge your thinking, and who are genuinely invested in your success. When you surround yourself with people who are committed to personal growth, success, and excellence, you'll find that you start to mirror those traits in yourself. The first step in building a strong network is to seek out people who are where you want to be. If you want to be successful in business, find people who have already achieved the kind of success you're aiming for. If you want to become a better leader, connect with those who are already leading with integrity and vision. Find mentors, coaches, and colleagues who are experienced and accomplished and learn from them. Their wisdom, their insights, and their guidance will help you avoid costly mistakes and fast-track your progress. But don't just look for people who are ahead of you, also seek out those who are on the same journey as you. When you build relationships with peers who are also striving for success, you create a sense of camaraderie. You can share ideas, encourage each other, and hold each other accountable. This kind of mutual support is invaluable because when the journey gets tough, it's the people who are walking beside you who will help you keep going. Building a strong network isn't just about what others can do for you, it's about what you can offer to them as well. Successful networks are built on mutual respect, generosity, and value. If you want people to invest in you, you must be willing to invest in them. Be a source of value in your relationships. Offer your support, share your knowledge, help others succeed, and be genuine in your desire to see them thrive. When you give freely without expecting anything in return, you create an environment of trust and reciprocity. The stronger your relationships, the stronger your network. Networking is also about being intentional. You can't just show up and expect things to happen. You have to be proactive. Attend events, engage in conversations, reach out to people, and create opportunities to connect. But don't just focus on quantity. It's not about collecting business cards or adding names to your list. It's about building real, meaningful relationships. Invest time and energy into developing your network and don't take shortcuts. Another critical aspect of building a strong network is maintaining those relationships. A network is only valuable if you nurture it. Stay in touch with the people in your circle. Check in on them, offer support, and be consistent in your communication. Don't let your network become a forgotten list of names. Keep it active, keep it alive. The people you choose to surround yourself with will shape your opportunities. They'll open doors for you, they'll give you access to knowledge and resources you wouldn't have on your own. And most importantly, they'll help you grow in ways you couldn't imagine. So take the time to build a network that supports your goals, your values, and your dreams. Invest in relationships that will challenge you to become the best version of yourself. When you do this, you'll find that success isn't just about what you know, it's about who you know and how you grow together. Time is your most valuable resource. It's the one thing that once spent, you can never get back. Yet most people treat time like it's endless, wasting it on distractions, procrastination, and activities that don't bring them closer to their goals. If you want to build a successful life, you must master the art of time management. It's not about finding more time, it's about making the most of the time you have. First, understand this: your time is your life. Every minute you spend is a minute of your life you can never recover. So why waste it? You can always make more money, but you can't make more time. That's why mastering time management is not just a skill, it's a way of honoring your potential. Every minute counts, and you need to start treating it that way. Start by setting clear priorities. Not everything that demands your attention is equally important. There are some tasks that will move you closer to your goals, and there are others that will only waste your time. You need to learn to say no to the things that don't matter and say yes to the things that will make the biggest impact. Focus on the activities that are in line with your most important objectives. If something doesn't align with your goals or values, it doesn't deserve a place in your schedule. One of the most effective ways to manage time is to plan ahead. Successful people don't leave their days to chance. They structure their time with intention. You should be planning your day the night before. Look at what needs to get done and make sure you have the time allotted for each task. Having a plan allows you to hit the ground running each day, knowing exactly what to focus on, and preventing you from getting sidetracked by distractions. Time management is also about eliminating distractions. In today's world, there are more distractions than ever. Social media, emails, notifications, they all fight for your attention. But you cannot afford to let them take over your life. You must create boundaries for yourself. Turn off notifications during focused work periods. Set specific times to check emails and social media. When you're working, work. When you're relaxing, relax. But don't let the lines blur. Focused work without constant interruptions will always be more productive than scattered, distracted effort. Another crucial aspect of time management is learning to delegate. You can't do everything yourself. No matter how skilled or hardworking you are, there are tasks that are better handled by others. Surround yourself with capable people who can take care of tasks that don't require your unique skill set. This frees you up to focus on the activities that move the needle on your most important goals. Delegating is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of wisdom. It's a recognition that you can accomplish more by working with others than by doing everything yourself. It's also vital to be disciplined with your time. Set deadlines for yourself and stick to them. Discipline is what ensures that you stay on track and don't waste time. Without discipline, it's easy to fall into the trap of procrastination or indecision. You must be relentless in your pursuit of efficiency. Don't allow yourself to become comfortable with delays or unproductive habits. Time waits for no one, so make sure you're always using it wisely. One of the most powerful tools in time management is the ability to say no. The more you say yes to things that don't align with your goals, the less time you have for what truly matters. You must protect your time like a precious commodity. This means turning down requests, invitations, and opportunities that don't serve your purpose. Don't be afraid to decline, even if it feels uncomfortable. Saying no to the unimportant frees you up to say yes to the important. In the end, mastering time management is about creating a structure that allows you to make the most of every single day. It's about discipline, prioritization, and consistency. When you take control of your time, you take control of your life. Time doesn't control you, you control it. And when you manage your time well, you will find that you have more time for the things that truly matter: your health, your family, your passions, and your dreams. The most successful people in the world understand this principle. They don't let time slip away, they make every minute count. And that's why they are where they are. You can do the same. When you master time, you master your future. Fear is a natural part of life. It's something we all face at some point or another. But here's the thing you need to understand: fear doesn't have to control you. It doesn't have to hold you back from pursuing your dreams or stepping into your potential. The truth is, you can't avoid fear, but you can learn how to face it. And when you do, that's when real growth begins. Fear is often a result of the unknown. We fear what we don't understand or what we feel unprepared for. It's a fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of judgment, fear of making mistakes. But let me tell you, every successful person you admire has faced the same fears. They didn't allow fear to paralyze them. They used it as fuel, and they took action anyway. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple. It's not the absence of fear, but the ability to move forward despite it. Facing your fear starts with understanding that fear is just an emotion. It's not a fact. It doesn't define who you are or what you're capable of. Fear is simply a signal that you're pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, and that's exactly where you need to be. You cannot grow without discomfort. If you never face your fears, you'll never know what's on the other side. Fear keeps you stuck in your current situation, but courage is what moves you forward. Now, I know facing your fears isn't easy. It requires courage and determination. It means taking action even when your heart is racing and your mind is telling you to back off. But every time you face fear, it gets easier. And each time you confront it head on, you build your confidence. You begin to realize that fear is not something to be avoided, but something to be embraced. Think about the things you fear the most. Is it public speaking, starting a new business, taking a risk? The truth is, fear is often a reflection of what's important to you. The things you fear are usually the very things that will help you grow. The key is not to avoid them, but to approach them with a mindset of growth. Understand that fear is just a challenge, an obstacle that, when overcome, will lead to greater rewards. One of the most powerful ways to face fear is to break it down into smaller, manageable steps. Don't try to take on everything at once. If you fear public speaking, don't try to speak in front of thousands right away. Start small, maybe with a small group, or even just practicing in front of a mirror. Each step forward diminishes the power fear has over you. The more you face fear in smaller doses, the more prepared you'll be for bigger challenges. Another key is changing your perspective. Instead of viewing fear as a negative force, start seeing it as a signal for growth. When you feel fear, it's a sign that you're stepping into a new level of possibility. It's a sign that you're challenging yourself, that you're not settling for the ordinary. Fear is what separates the average from the extraordinary. The extraordinary don't avoid fear, they welcome it because they know that on the other side is something greater than they ever imagined. You must also understand that failure is a natural part of the process. Fear often arises from the thought of failure. But failure is not something to be feared, it's something to be learned from. Every failure teaches you something valuable. And it's through failure that you build the resilience, character, and wisdom that lead to success. The fear of failure is only a problem if you allow it to stop you from trying. But if you face it and keep going anyway, you turn that fear into fuel. And finally, remember that you are not alone in facing fear. Everyone experiences it. But successful people don't allow fear to stop them. They use it as a stepping stone to success. The key is to keep moving forward, no matter how small the steps are. Each action you take in the face of fear is a victory. The more you face your fears, the more you prove to yourself that you are capable of handling anything that comes your way. Fear is not the enemy. It's simply a signpost pointing to what you need to face in order to grow. Don't let it control you. Face it. Conquer it. And on the other side, you'll find the success, the fulfillment, and the growth that you've been striving for. Setbacks are a part of life. They happen to everyone, regardless of how talented, prepared, or driven you are. In fact, they are inevitable. But here's the key: setbacks are not the end of the road. They're not signs that you're not capable or that you should give up. No. Setbacks are simply stepping stones on the path to success. It's how you respond to them that will determine your future. When life throws a setback your way, it's easy to become discouraged. You might feel like you're not moving forward, or that your hard work has been wasted. But let me tell you something, every successful person has faced setbacks. What separates those who succeed from those who don't is the ability to persist through them. The ability to keep moving forward when it feels like everything is working against you. The first thing you need to realize is that setbacks don't define you. They don't define your worth or your potential. What defines you is how you respond to them. Do you give up? Do you let them dictate your future? Or do you use them as fuel to drive you forward? The choice is yours. The truth is, most people quit after their first setback. They get knocked down and they stay down. But if you can pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep going, you'll stand head and shoulders above the crowd. Persistence is the key. You need to develop the mindset that setbacks are just part of the journey. They don't mean you're failing, they mean you're learning. Every time you encounter a setback, you gain valuable experience. You learn what works, what doesn't, and what you need to adjust. This is how growth happens. Success isn't achieved without encountering challenges along the way. It's not about avoiding the setbacks, but about developing the resilience to push through them and continue moving forward. When setbacks occur, take a moment to reflect. Don't let frustration or anger take over. Assess what happened, learn from it, and adjust your approach. Maybe there's something you can do differently. Maybe you need to change your strategy. Or maybe it's just a matter of timing. The most important thing is not to let setbacks paralyze you. Don't get stuck in the past. You can't change what happened, but you can control what you do next. In moments of setbacks, it's essential to stay focused on your goals. It's easy to become distracted by the obstacles in front of you, to get caught up in the difficulty of the situation. But successful people don't allow themselves to be consumed by the setbacks. They keep their eyes on the bigger picture. The setbacks are temporary, but the goals are permanent. Focus on the end result and let that vision pull you through the tough times. Another key to persisting through setbacks is patience. Success doesn't come overnight, and setbacks can often test your patience. But remember, great things take time. Overnight success is a myth. What looks like an overnight success is often the result of years of persistence through setbacks. The key is to keep moving forward, even when the progress feels slow. Trust that your efforts are adding up. Trust that every setback is preparing you for something greater down the road. And don't forget to stay positive. When setbacks occur, it's easy to fall into negativity. You might start doubting yourself or your abilities. But negativity will only hold you back. If you focus on what went wrong and stay stuck in a negative mindset, you won't be able to move forward. Instead, focus on solutions. Focus on what you can do next. Develop the belief that setbacks are temporary and that success is still possible. Your attitude determines your altitude. Remember, setbacks are not permanent unless you let them be. The most successful people have the ability to persist through the toughest times, to keep going when everyone else gives up. When you persist through setbacks, you show the world, and more importantly, you show yourself that you have what it takes to succeed. Every time you rise from a setback, you become stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the next challenge. So don't fear setbacks, embrace them. They're a sign that you're in the game. They're a sign that you're pushing your limits, expanding your abilities, and getting closer to your goals. Keep going, keep pushing, keep persisting. Because on the other side of those setbacks is the success you've been working for. The road may not be easy, but it will be worth it. Keep moving forward no matter what.